Welcome, everybody, to Rooster Radio Season 3, Episode 3. 3 for Dale, y'all. Got a really cool episode for you guys today. We're talking to Marissa and Taylor of Skylark Social Club. So please welcome these guys to the show. Marissa, Taylor, how did the conception for your music venue, Baby, come about?
That was a long time in the works. So we had, God, what was it? Probably 3 years of looking before we finally got the spot that we're at. So, yeah, probably looked at 30 some spots and got turned down for every single one of them. And yeah, just finally got lucky. And when we got the call to action, I just quit my job and we started running, and that was it. And basically the namesake was my car, the Skylark. We were fixing it up while we were looking, at different locations.
Right.
And ended up getting it pretty nice and restored by the time we opened the bar. So we were like, all right, it's going to be the namesake. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can definitely relate. This month, October marks 3 years of the inception of the Rooster. So
Awesome.
I definitely feel your pain on that.
Yeah.
Like when you started looking at properties, did you buy that building?
No. Mm-mm. Just sublease.
So you were always going to lease your space.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, around Plaza Midwood, if you're buying, you got to have a lot of cash.
Yeah. It's oddly the same for the Gastonia area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to get in there, you got to have a good deal of money, and that's kind of where we're at. That's why we started the raise the roost. It's sort of like an open source fundraising thing that we're doing to try to get open, because it is such a long process to try to just get open. You know,
It is.
yeah. I mean, what were some of the struggles that you guys found?
And what did you do before?
Yeah.
I worked for RJ Reynolds for about 6 years. So I basically, my job was to go to 10 different bars a night. And it worked out to be good because, you get to see what works and what doesn't. And, like, well, that's not worth the money. I'm not doing this. This doesn't sell. You can just kind of see what works around the neighborhood and get to know everybody. And so, yeah, it was cool.
Marissa, what did you do?
I've been a bartender forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, had my hands in a little bit of everything. I've done a little bit of everything. Mom of two, so I just hustle all the time.
Yeah. A true hustler.
True hustler.
That's
How'd you find Marissa? Like, Marissa, were you a part of this before they got open? Like
No,
how'd you guys come to meet?
They had been open for 2 years
Yeah,
before
couple
I
years.
met them, and just instantly became family with all of them. With the other two owners prior, they, Taylor, Justin, and Tadio, they were my brothers, and it just fit perfect.
Yeah.
And we always, like, our whole staff, we're well-oiled machines, so we just run, and everybody loves each other, and we all got each other's back, and we're family.
Yeah. I kind of got that feel when we went to go see Fault Union up there recently. What was that? It's like a month ago?
It was about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys run a tight ship. There was like no long lines at the bar. You were just pumping out
yeah.
drinks. Like, here you go.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. It
Keep
was-
that
So they
turnover
do it.
going.
Yeah, we've had great staff over the years, and everybody just grows, and they, everybody that's gone and moved on, they're still part of the family. You walk into the bar and it's like,
this guy.
yeah.
I think the
really
big thing is when you have to sit there by yourself and just still for a year thinking about the shit you didn't do right. You come back like a motherfucker. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we came back hard.
Let me ask you this. Are you from Charlotte?
From Dallas, actually.
Okay. So when you decided to open a bar in Charlotte, I mean, Charlotte is it's very competitive.
Oh,
And was the plan always to be a place that's going to host live music, or
Oh, yeah.
did you just want to open a
Yeah.
bar?
We were going to go even further with it originally. We were going to get a bigger space and basically shoot to fill the role that Tremont had, because it was not far after that fallout. So we were going to go for more, like 300 cap, 400 cap, bigger, just shows all the time. But, you start getting into logistics of that stuff. And at the time I was 27. Guys I was opening up the bar with were like 31. You know, all tattooed dudes. They didn't trust us. Nobody was going to sign off on this shit. So that's why we got lucky when we got what we got. And we were like, well, you know, we're going to we're going to take the bar down a little bit and try and do maybe 4 shows a week, something like that, and then just have normal bar nights aside from that. But when you're going at first, it's like you don't really get the grand scheme of how things should work out.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're playing yourself by having the show this night, if you'd have a better turnout, if people just didn't have to pay a cover and come in and drink. You don't really know.
Yeah.
And now it's just like having that schedule and the solidarity is what's kind of working in our favor. Because people know it's like, well, no cover Monday through Thursday. We're going to come in and drink and have a good time, play free darts, free pool, video games, whatever. Friday, Saturday, you know, they know there's usually a cover, unless it's later. And then Sunday, they know it's free and it's karaoke. So it's having that schedule and people know what's going on before they have to ask is nice.
That's pretty much the same model that we're setting up with the Roosters.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even sure we're going to open on Mondays and Tuesdays. But, I mean, you can do that because you're in Plaza Midwood. There's people there. You've got the foot traffic. We're probably, I want to say 3 to 5 years away before that kind of foot traffic's in downtown Gastonia.
It's growing.
It's growing, but we're not there yet.
Growers, not showers.
I mean, Freeman's been killing it for a long time, and I believe they're 7 days a week now.
Yeah.
Brad's
I mean,
a great guy too. By the way.
Big shout out to Brad Freeman.
Brad's a great dude.
I've given him credit on the show before. He's a absolute perseverance is the word I think of. You know, the place has been open for 11 years now, and he's been able to stay open. And he does the same thing. You know, just he'll do the music on the weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, big shout out to him. We're coming at it from like I look forward to working with him. You know, sending artists his way, and maybe and hopefully vice versa because. You know, like I said, we're only going to be open, you know, Wednesday through Saturday. We may not even open on Sundays because we're talking about renting the space out to a local church.
Yeah.
That wants the space.
Whatever works out. That's if you got something set up for Sunday, unless you really have something going on Sunday, a lot of times you're not going to make that money.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
That's the hard part.
I noticed that's what Neighborhood Theater's been doing as well.
Closing down, yeah.
They've got
Elevation, right?
Elevation Church in there, which
Dollar
Something
bills.
for everybody.
are too. You know,
Elevation's
like,
got that money. They do. You want to rent Skylark? Holler at me.
Yeah, right? How do you guys feel about us newcomers in the game, man? Like, how do you guys feel about you know, other music venues and in junction to what role that you guys play in the music scene?
all for it.
Yeah.
I live for it. Our community, especially in Plaza Midwood, is so great. Like, we were just at Snug Harbor last night. We had the best time. And it's like the whole staff over there asking about the bar, how we doing. You know, one of the bartenders made a joke like, dang, the whole crew's out here. Is anybody running the bar? I was like, yeah, we got 2 lackeys on there. Just kidding. Shout out Thomas John. Love you.
They held down the fort for
But
us.
they held it down, and, you know, we went out there, and by the time we got back to Skylark at like 1:15, there was an awesome crowd at the bar there.
Yep.
And we brought a crowd that, you know, like, we all kind of went for that last call and had a great time, and we support each other. Tommy's Pub, we have a show tonight at Skylark, and Tommy's Pub bought 20 tickets
Dang.
to the show for the first 20 people to come in for free and standing in solidarity about a situation of domestic violence in the neighborhood.
Wow.
And I removed a band from the bill immediately as soon as I found out that there was a situation, and the community we ran with it. And to show solidarity within the community, because we've got Tommy's has a great show tonight. Akita and Rap Folk Band is playing out there. So that's their own crowd. We've got a punk rock show. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's get the neighborhood pumping.
I could not agree more with that sentiment. From day one, I've been preaching about how opening the Rooster is about community and building the community, and I feel the same way. What you're talking, I feel that same way about places like Freeman's, places like the Cavendish Brewery, Old Dallas Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they do live music. You know, Bo,
Shout
shout out to Bo.
Norwood.
Love
That's
you,
my
Bo
buddy.
Norwood. He's awesome,
my
dude.
buddy.
And you know, I feel like if we all approach things that way, we all win together. I think that's what
Yes.
happened to your Tremonts and your Double Doors. I think it got super competitive. And of course, gentrification has a little bit to do with, well, it has a lot to do with that. Let's not undersell that.
Yeah.
But I think it got so competitive. And then what happens when you're not together, like when you're not all in it together, it leaves open space for someone to drive a wedge. And that's exactly what the Fillmore did.
Oh yeah.
Fillmore came in with that big swinging dick and all that money they got, and got in bed with Live Nation, and they started forcing places to close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
If you can get anybody on the phone, then good luck to you.
yeah. We're trying not to be that. We don't want to be that. We want to work together. There's lots of, even regional bars that I was just telling Taylor on the way here. My buddy offered me a big show that he's got out in Greenville, and he's like, I just think it might do better in Charlotte. What do you guys got going on that night? And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to they're going to have it up there, but it's still like, if we work together, we can create something way bigger than we ever imagined.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've gotten to know, there's a gentleman that owns a place down in North Myrtle called the Star Tavern. We have a connection. I've talked with Mick at Ground Zero. Other regional. There's a friend of mine that lives up in Richmond, Virginia, that has some contacts up in Virginia, and that's kind of long term plan for us is to help these artists, help these bands, give them this platform, and the intention and the hope is that some of these talented individuals will be able to start taking their show on the road, and then I can call up a Star Tavern or Gator Tails in Myrtle Beach and be like, hey, you want to book these guys and send them that way and help people extend their reach.
Yes.
Yeah, and also help the artist. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I believe we were discussing too, Michael, was like ticketing sales, like that the artists do pre-show night is going to be for the artist.
Yeah, let me ask you about that. When you're putting together, Marissa, are you the one that puts the shows together, or do you, Taylor?
I do all the booking.
So when you're booking, like, how are you approaching that in terms of how bands get paid?
Well, we have a pretty set standard. We make sure that our services are paid out first by the door. Our sound guy and our door person, occasionally a bar back, depending on how big the show is. We make sure our services are paid out on top, and then we do a percentage split based on the show. Based on what we think the draw is going to be, it'll be a higher or lower percentage. But the majority of it goes to the bands.
Yeah.
Because the bar's making its money.
It's definitely always over 50 in favor of the bands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
The biggest thing is that we're just covering our ass. You don't want to lose money paying out your sound guy. Because you
Right.
gave the split too much in somebody's
Right.
favor.
And I mean, we've thrown shows recently where we had 5 people paying door. So the sound guy got paid by we paid the sound guy to make sure that touring band got that 10 people paid indoors money for gas.
Right.
We're musician owned and operated. We will never make we will never
You got to make those
not
calls
look out for
sometimes,
them.
Yeah, that's something that I've had a couple of bands have already wanted to discuss money with
Yeah.
me, and the way I look at it, the way I'm approaching it is, you can make as much money as you want. Sell tickets.
Yeah.
Sell tickets. You sell tickets before the show. That's your money. Because the day of that door, I'm getting most of that because I got to pay security. Downtown Gastonia, we're going to have security. My building's going to require us to keep someone at the back door and someone at the front, and at least 2 a night.
Yeah.
And on a big night, we're going to have somebody on the main floor. So, that's 3 security guards.
Yeah.
You got sound. You got your door person, like you said. It adds up.
Services have to go
Exactly.
first. Yeah, absolutely.
The MC, let's not forget, got to get his cut.
Oh, you're in a profit share, man.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm on salary.
But no, people don't realize how much go into this, and that's why we bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean bands, they will they'll ask for what they want. I come back at them. This is what we have to offer, and they choose whether or not they're gonna put the show on, or we choose whether or not we want to work with them based on their response and behavior.
It's just, ultimately, like, if this is what you do, if this is your place of business, I can't solely promote your show for a month coming up to your show. It really is, and the ball's in your court. Yeah. So it's like, if you have a show coming up, oh, well, we need a $500 guarantee. Like, well, I'm going to need you to make sure that you get $500 through the door. At the very least, like, if you want a guarantee, then you have to put in the legwork promotion-wise to make sure that this thing is pulled off.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we're just losing money, and then, that's when guarantee goes bad.
Yeah, if someone never tells me they want 500 guarantee, I'm going to tell them sell 50 tickets.
Yeah.
And I will say this: if a band comes in and proves they can draw the people, going forward, sure, we can say, okay, well, yeah, that's worth $500. It's worth, whatever it's worth. I tell you, have you? I'm doing my best to avoid. I almost never respond to promoters. Promoters reach out on social media and call, and I don't even respond to them. I've heard so many horror stories. Mick at Ground Zero has, he's been very gracious. He's given me some
depends on who you're
pointers.
working with. It can be good or bad.
Yeah, I've had very mixed experiences where I've had promoters, hit me up. They're like, I'm going to put this show together, and then I see nothing for the show.
Because they have so many other shows, they just feed you a lot of bullshit and then don't actually promote anything.
Right. Yeah. And then I've had promoters that are like
I thought
so
you were a
on top
promoter.
of it. Yeah. So on top of it, and then they don't show up to the show.
That's
Doesn't
awful.
make sense.
And I'm just like, all right, well.
I guess keep doing what you're doing with that then.
Yeah, but then I also have worked with some promoters that are just a pleasure and know exactly what they're doing.
Sometimes it just makes your night easy. Just
bartend.
Mm.
And I love that
So
because I can just give them, like I do the
Here's the
money,
money,
I do the
split it
split.
up.
I'm like, here you go, you pay the bands, love it, bye.
Gotcha.
Somebody's
and
mad at me
that's
because I didn't
fine.
split up the money. Bye.
So send us them good ones.
Can do. Can do. Well, hopefully once you guys get off the ground, we will definitely be working together and getting, shows out your way and.
Vice versa.
When you guys find
Yeah.
amazing artists out here,
It's,
you
when you
send
get
them
somebody
our
on your
way.
short list, it's like, if I can't pull something off because I've got this date filled, it's like, hey, here's a short list of some other people you can check with around here. Give it a shot, see if their schedule permits.
Yeah, that's exactly, and that's the reason you're on this show today is because I'm being pretty open and transparent about us building this community together.
Right.
And we're the new guys in town. We still got to prove it. I realize that.
Yeah.
I know that we have a lot to prove still. But I think we've taken the right approach. We started the media stuff, doing this. We started streaming and putting video on YouTube of the podcast now, and we're going as far as we can go with it, creating that connection between artist and audience and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I couldn't agree more that we're all going to do better together. I know it sounds corny as shit.
Put
mean-
that on a t-shirt, man.
I always say that community is the key to resistance. That's like what I stand for. No matter what, we need to work together or shit's just going to blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the past 2 years of bullshit, that's very evident now.
Yeah. I'll tell you who you guys need to book if you haven't looked at them. And I got to give a shout out to these guys, man. The New Creatures. You guys ever heard the New Creatures?
I have not.
They are so good.
Okay.
I think I have them on something coming up, actually. Not sure what. I'm like reaching for my phone as if I would even open the email right now. It's a nightmare. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, those
you go to
guys
black
are-
hole of booking.
Those guys are awesome. They're one of those bands that we were just talking about that do a really good job of promoting themselves and getting people to buy tickets to their shows and stuff like that. So I think that they're one of the premier bands in the Charlotte market. They have the potential to have like a national draw. They could,
Yeah.
if just one of their songs hits the radio. They'll be able to play shows all across the country the rest of their life.
All right, New Creatures, you hear that? If you're not booked at Skylark, come on, let's go.
I know it.
Holler,
man.
I got some dates open. We've got bands that just dropped.
They were at Snug Harbor actually. They did an album release there
A couple months back.
Okay.
And so I definitely think they would do well over at the Skylark.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You heard the lady. New Creatures. That was a shameless plug for you guys. I did it for the creatures, man.
Skylark Social Club booking at gmail.com.
Bingo.
When you guys, when you're putting shows together, what are you putting into the decision on how many bands to put on a bill and which bands to group together?
I actually, for the most part, I let whoever emails me about the show being booked, if they're a local, I usually tell them hit up some of your friends and let's play a show. And like I let the bands make the flyer, do the event. That way they've got their hands in the promotion. And if they don't make the event, they don't make the flyer, then they can't expect people to come to the show.
Yeah.
And that's
Because we usually do like a weekly blast of upcoming events and stuff like that on social media. And, you know, all you can really do if you have constant events going on is like a night of promotion.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is tonight. That's all you can really expect a venue to do because you have more shit going on.
How much do you hate social media now that you've been open this long?
it's a trick question.
A lot. If I didn't have to have it, then I fucking wouldn't. I'll put it that
Yeah,
way.
we hired a
If I didn't
social
have to have
media
it, I would've
manager.
been off it.
Shout out, Carla. Love you.
That's what I was getting at because I mean I'm already.
It'll do your head in.
I've already
It'll do
had
your
it.
head in, man.
I'm so over it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to post. And you need a budget for that, unfortunately. And we plan to hire someone when we have revenue.
It's a source of entertainment though.
Yeah.
Just the shit you see sometimes. Like, remember the girl that kept commenting, like, what was the shit that she kept saying after she got kicked out? Like, your bartender's drunk and this place
Oh,
sucks
yeah.
and there's shit in the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, because you probably shit in the bathroom.
But also, like, what else are people supposed to do in the bathroom?
That bathroom's nasty. I'm like, yeah, you probably just went there and took a dump and made a mess.
It is a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want me
Yeah.
to get in there middle of the
I
night
mean,
and clean it?
Social media is like, that platform where people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. So
Yeah.
we just try and be patient and kind and let people run their mouth. We know what we're doing. We've got cameras all over that building.
Yeah.
You
just
know,
gotta know when to ignore
we can
people
see
and not
you
let it
too.
piss you off.
Like if you don't think we're watching, we are.
Yeah.
Electric
and I can play
eye.
it back too. There's the
And,
reverse,
yeah, and then I can play it back right there for you.
That's awesome.
We've had that. We've had people be like, "I didn't do that." I'm like,
Really? Because this right here is you doing that.
"Hold on, wait a second."
But you did do
It's
it.
almost like I have
But
video
I got
of you
it on
doing
video.
it right here on my phone.
That is awesome. So what you're saying is when the Rooster opens, we need hella
You need
cameras.
to get Nest app.
Okay.
Nest, Nest is the move.
Yeah.
Nest is the best.
That's the plan. It was
real
either
time.
going
It's
to be
great.
Ring or Nest or something like that.
Yeah.
It was going to be one of
Nest
those.
is nice. You can just be doing your thing. Like, I wonder how the bar's going.
Yep.
Look it up.
Oh,
Real
I
time.
spy on them all the time.
That's not creepy at all.
Oh, I'm so creepy. I'm fine with it.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I tell them like
That's quality control.
I know, and like the speaker on it is just too
It's
low because
disabled.
I try.
It's disabled because at first I scared the shit out of him a few
I
times over
try.
over the house sound.
You like yell at
And
him?
went through the house and I was like, "What are you doing?" It's so good. They were looking
badass.
around trying to see who it was. I was like, I didn't know that microphone actually worked.
That's awesome. I'm curious, have you guys had other like event types other than music at the Skylark?
Oh,
Has
yeah.
that ever been
Everything, man. We've had stand-up comedy. We've had like freak shows. Had
Yeah, we do. Like we've had a couple just
had
like art
weddings.
events. We've had weddings. We've had
we had a memorial
yes.
for little Tommy recently.
Yeah, we're open for it. I've actually got an event coming up after the new year. I think I set it for January 8th. I'm not sure on that.
Somewhere around
But
there.
it's after the new year. I'm doing like a new year, new you sip and swap. So basically
those
we
always do
have
great. Yep.
basically we have people come in, set up tables. You can sell your stuff, trade your stuff, drink at the bar, walk
Yeah,
around,
that's really
enjoy.
cool.
Every time we do it, it's always a great time. We usually have like little organizational crew that just like, we get our vendors out there, make sure like everything's organized, and we have a great time.
That's
We
It's
always
just a
end up
really
getting a few-
low key event.
Yeah.
We get a few cool things for the bar out of it normally too.
Yeah, because
like
I
the
mean,
random
people
green
got
high
cool
heel.
stuff.
People do got cool
I noticed
stuff.
that high
Cool
heel.
stuff.
Yeah.
I noticed it at the phone. I was like, what?
That was
What?
from a sip and swap.
Okay, so yeah.
Random high heel on the deer.
There had to be a story to that. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Like, why is there a lime green high heel on that deer?
We had
it's there.
an event kind of like that. We put on a fundraising event called Raise the Roost over at the Joy Theater in Kings Mountain. That's actually where that picture of Nature Boy Ric Flair came from. It was
Nice.
local artist did that. I wish we could cut to that, honestly.
So unfortunately, we don't have a big enough crew to cut to that.
Well, yeah, we'll put it in. We'll edit it in. This isn't live, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, we're not live
No,
now.
it's
We'll cut it in.
one of the things. One of the things I've enjoyed most throughout this process is getting to know all the artists that are out there, not just the musicians, but the artists in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people that paint, people that do all kinds of other stuff, and that's I don't know, surrounding myself with people in the creative world, it makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's real purpose in my life doing this type of work, and
Absolutely.
I can imagine that you feel the same.
Oh yeah, I'm literally, I have my dream job right now.
Yeah.
I'm running one of the baddest bars in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's just such a pleasure to be part of the community. And it's like it's something I've worked for forever in all the cities that I've ever lived in. I've always just wanted to do this, and here I am.
I'm so jealous because we're like, we're crawling toward being open. Like,
Well, it sounds like we need to put on a Raise the Roost at Skylark.
Hey,
hey,
well, let me ask you this: have you had any? Do you ever get any shit from like the city, like city management, city leadership? Give me some. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Trees. This tree's hanging over the road. Like, well, fucking cut it.
Right? Like, wait, what? Like, we're a
Do I look
bar.
like
Do we have a chainsaw?
Do I have a chainsaw in the back? Like, fuck off.
Like, if we were a
I put the
landscaping
trash cans on the
company-
curb. Leave me alone. What else do you
So it's
want?
little nitpicky stuff like that.
Yeah.
They haven't really given you any issues about.
No,
your
and it's
business.
like, people around there will get, in a fucking fit about something stupid. Like, there was one guy in the comment section was like, this place sucks. You need to clean up behind the bar, this and that. I'm like, what? Where the bums throw their shit behind my bar? I can't fucking help that.
yeah.
I'm not the bum patrol. Hey, employee, go stand at the back and make sure nobody throws shit in the bushes. Like, why are you worried about it? Get out here and clean it yourself.
Right?
Like, what do you care, bro? It's the back of my building.
I might have to go clean the back of my ass. I got to take a shit, guys.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Cody had to step out, so I'll step in. That's all right. So
I would call that crawling out.
yeah, unfortunately,
break anything, though.
Cody has to go. But no, the only reason I ask is because I'm not even open yet, and I've already heard whispers. And we did a show last weekend at Citycade, which I don't know if you know what Citycade is. They're an arcade bar in downtown Gastonia. Small spot. The guy that runs the place is an awesome guy. Byron's his name. And we wanted to work together. So I was like, oh, let's do a show there. So we set up a show and we started promoting it. And as soon as I started sending emails out and digital flyers out, he gets an email. Byron gets an email from someone at the fire department, reminding him of what his occupancy capacity is, and in the email he included the ALE officer for our area. And I was like, well, that's kind of a dick move. Like, first of all, they referenced my website.
Yeah.
They referenced my website in the email. So clearly you were watching me.
Yeah.
But instead of coming to me for whatever concerns you may have had, they chose to go that route. So that's why I asked, because, we're not even open. And it's like, don't you want people in downtown,
They might be a little more bored in downtown Gastonia, too. They might not have as much shit to worry about.
True.
Unfortunately. Because, how many bars are in downtown Gastonia now? I mean, can't be more than
There's
like
a
four.
handful.
Probably 4 or 5, something like that.
My God, Cody.
Need my vape
I
bag.
gotta go take that shit now, audience.
So I mean, there's a place called the Gaston Poorhouse. Mike and Chelsea run that place. They're friends of mine. Shout out to Mike and Chelsea. They do a good job.
Nice.
Their thing. They have like more like they'll have in jazz, acoustic music. They have an amazing liquor selection. They got a lot of high end stuff,
Yeah.
wine, that kind of stuff. They have like a local coffee company they sell bags for, and they got some food. Of course, Freeman's. You got Cavendish's, the brewery down the street. There was a place called the Double Barrel Saloon, but they have since shut down. There's Leather and Lace is on there.
I used to have to go there for RJ Reynolds all the time. I'd be doing a lot of coupons for all the dancers. They love me there. Like, line up, get your IDs ready.
But I mean, I'm sure there's a couple other. Web Custom Kitchen. They're a restaurant. But
Yeah.
they have a bar.
Oh, that's a hell of a restaurant. I've eaten there.
Oh yeah, the food's amazing there.
Very
Yeah,
good.
shout out to my buddy Aaron Samol who runs that place.
Very good.
Yeah, good stuff you got going on there. But and I think more's coming. You know, and you know we're just a spoke in the wheel.
The potential's there.
Yeah.
The potential's there.
Yeah, we're not coming out flexing like, oh, we're the shit. Like we're not trying to be that. You know, we just again, I keep saying it. Like the rising tide lifts all ships.
I mean, the
That's what we
market's
get
there.
part of it.
The potential's there. It's a good downtown area. There's still pretty good amount of parking down there too. You know, I mean, we have to deal with some shit parking in Plaza Midwood,
Yeah,
especially now.
well, thank God for Uber, right?
And Noda's
Uber-
even worse. My God, Noda's worse.
Yeah, Noda's rough. Yeah.
I literally, every time I try and go to Noda, 1 out of every 2 times, by the time I almost get parked, I'm like, fuck this, I'm not going to Noda anymore. Like, I hate this place. There's nowhere to park.
Well, it's anytime you do something cool, it seems like every time something cool happens or something cool gets developed, eventually it gets overrun by yuppies.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
I'll
the
equate it.
destination has to turn it, they have to build condos for them to move into that destination. And then guess what? You built the condos over everywhere that the destination point was.
I equate it to my stepdaughter's at school at Appalachian State up in Boone. And, you know, when I was a teenager, I would go to Boone. My cousin's a few years older than me. He went to college up there. So I started going to Boone when I was like 17 years old. My God, what an awesome place to hang out at. And then they got good at football.
Yeah.
And they got good at football. And now, like, we have this family tradition where we go up there and cut our Christmas tree today. And on Black Friday, when everyone's out doing stupid shit shopping, we go get our Christmas tree and we hit the little shops in downtown Boone. And we went year before last, and I told my wife, like, this is the last time we're doing this.
Getting overrun.
It's just, I mean,
It's just like Asheville in general.
Well, there's still great spots in Asheville.
Oh, yeah.
There's
It's
still
just-
great spots, but
you need
you're
to book,
right.
You need to book your overnight. If you're staying there for the night, book that out about 3 months.
Yeah, especially in the
Holy
fall.
shit, yeah.
Especially in fall. My wife and I got married in the middle of October in Asheville, and you know, first of all we love Asheville, and we thought
The
it would be
demand's so high.
we thought it would be really cool because the place we got married at had this outdoor pavilion that's overlooking the Blue Ridge.
Yep.
And you could see all the colors changing in the middle of October.
It's beautiful.
Great idea. We went to book hotels. It was like, my God,
Yeah.
you gotta have a fortune.
I think we do better to build a house.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it was crazy, but it's true.
Can we just
Anytime-
rent 3 RVs and drive them up here?
Oh, now you're speaking my language. I love that. But yeah, anytime you create, you know, like it's our culture. I think that's part of American culture. Anytime something gets good, it gets overrun by the wrong people. You know, everyone flocks to it. Do y'all ever do hip hop shows?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we are open to play like any music, any artist that comes to me and wants to put on a show. I'm here for it, and I will do what I can to advocate that show to happen. Like I said earlier, I try to leave it up to the bands to make the event, make the flyer, play. You know, pull the other bands that they want to play with in. And I tell all the time, it doesn't have to be the same genre on a bill. We can do mixed bills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like,
absolutely.
because then if you've got, you know, there's not one person, and I will go to bat with this. There's not one person that only likes one kind of music.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And there, you know, nobody out there, like, I'm a punk, like, tried and true, and I listen to everything. You, like, in my car right now, I'm pretty sure it's, like, Modest Mouse. That before that was, like, Destiny's Child, you know, I'm all over the place, and I expect
you have-
everybody else to be as well. So having metal, punk, a little bit of country, or solo acts, like, those people are going to come to see their friend's band and maybe now find another band that they like in a different genre.
You get exposed to something
Yep.
you haven't seen before, and you find out that you love it.
Exactly.
We want to do the same thing, man.
We started doing a once a month drag show that's really been kicking ass too.
Oh,
Dude,
yes.
I want to
It's
get
going really, really well. So shout out to them. They've been killing it.
Have you got like is it like a company or a group that's putting on the show for you?
Yeah, they go by Creep Show, and this is like some of the most insane, avant-garde, talented human beings.
They're doing great. Yeah.
That
Well, I want their number because I definitely want to do that as
Yeah.
well.
It's like the last Friday.
yeah.
It's like the last Friday of every month.
It
what they've
is.
been
It's
doing,
the
and,
last
they've
Friday
been
of every
killing
month.
It, so
Yeah, I mean, I
been getting better and better.
I've got a OneNote on my phone. It's just this long list of ideas that I've had
Yep.
over the last few years for events, and drag shows definitely on that list. I mean, even work up to a burlesque show at some point.
Oh yeah, we've
you
done
know.
several of those. I mean, drag's just always a blast. Like people come
Yeah.
ready to party for a drag show, and
Yeah,
it's fun.
it's true.
Yeah.
They are fun.
It's
They're really fun.
Honestly, it's usually
Yeah.
it's a fun thing to bartend for too.
I'll bet.
It usually
Oh,
is, yeah.
it is so
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
and
There's always
everybody's
good
great.
energy in
It is.
that guy. It's really
Yes.
good energy.
Yes,
Well, and
positive.
we also
Hype your
brought somebody
friends
in.
up.
Yeah, we brought somebody in that's been DJing before that, and he's really been setting the mood.
Yep, DJ Toast.
Yeah, Toast has been killing it. So
Now, are there any particular genres that you find bring more of a draw of people out? I mean, this is a regional question.
Yeah.
I could ask this to
You really
every
never
bar in
know.
America and get a different answer.
yeah, you really never know sometimes.
Really?
I mean, I don't think it's genre specific. I think it comes down to how well did somebody promote. And then it comes down to like, okay, what kind of show's going on down the street here? What kind of show's going on the street there? If it's a Friday, and there's a punk show at Tommy's, a metal show at Milestone, some big night going on at Snug, and then we're having something else in the in the metal or punk genre. Yeah, we might see a little bit of a dip because there's 4 similar things going on. It's like my buddy's band's playing on this bill. But the beautiful thing about it is a lot of times they're gonna go see that, watch their buddy's band, bail out, and then they'll be back over here for the last 2 bands, and then stay for the rest of the night and drink. And
That'd be
it's
a
not
good-
it's not like if you go somewhere you're stuck there all night. People just pop around and
That's actually what just popped in my head was like, there's an opportunity here for somebody to start like a bar crawl business.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
takes you to like from one venue
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
next. You park one place and you hop on the bus or whatever the vehicle is, and like you're here for a while. You keep moving around. It's somebody out there that here's an opportunity right there for
I
you.
think they've been doing it
It's an
around. They've been
idea.
doing it around Midwood for a while because 10 years ago you might not have done it, but now you can walk from Skylark to Common to Snug to all that. I mean, it's really, if you're already drunk, just blink and you'll be there.
Yeah.
Try not to bust your ass on the way.
And
Yeah, lots of construction.
now
Don't trip on any
have
construction
you
shit.
when you opened, what was Tommy's was already there? Was Snug already open?
Oh yeah,
Snug was already
Snug's
open?
been around forever. Actually, the one of the owners of Snug, Kelly Call, that passed away. She was the one that helped us get our business plan off the ground. Actually, so
Cool.
when we needed basically know-how and try to get our business plan together and all that stuff, she was formulating all that based off her own stuff. She I don't know if you're familiar with Fat City. That was her as well.
Okay, I vaguely remember
yeah.
Fat City.
But no, she was amazing, and she helped us do the whole business plan. Gave us some accurate numbers to look at, and she was a real blessing. So
Awesome.
it
I
was
love to
nice.
hear that. I
Yeah.
love to hear that.
She was great,
It
man.
makes me so happy to know that I'm getting into a business where my peers have the same mindset as
Oh,
me.
yeah.
And, that it's encouraging.
It's nice because in a neighborhood like Plaza Midwood, it could go, one of 2 ways for sure. But we're really close with a lot of people, and it's like Nate, who I've known forever, next door at MCC, is beautiful being able to be on the same wavelength with him, and like we've been friends for a long time, and now it's just like anything we need, pop back and forth next to each other. It's just like
Yeah,
easy
there's
as
no
could
competition.
be. No, it's great.
Yeah.
I've got
No
one of his
competition.
vending machines in my place now, and we're just finding other ways to support each other now, and it's great.
Now, tell me how the pandemic affected you guys.
Honestly, it was the best flame under my ass I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah,
It really
you just had to sit around and think about what you've been doing wrong for 3 years. light a flame under your ass. Make
So
you want to come back.
since you've been back open, how long were you shut down? By the way, how long did you have to stay?
Like a year.
So it was like a whole.
Or was
year.
that 8 months? I don't know, man.
No, we were shut down.
It's a long time. No, I think it was 9
We
months. I think I had to pay
closed
rent when I was
in-
closed for 9 months. That's what it was.
And you did have to pay rent.
Yeah.
for
Fuck
that
yeah,
there?
full
Remember.
price.
Yeah, we paid rent the
Full
whole
fucking
time.
price.
And we ran some fundraisers during the pandemic.
Yeah, we had
One of the other people that work at Skylark, Regan and I, we just like we bake. We had Jeff from Crust Punk Baking like donate tons of bagels and donuts
Yeah, he
and
saved our ass a few
homemade
times.
stuff, and Regan and I put together cake pops and had a blast. And
So I remember my freezer full of those fucking cake pops.
Well, good. I mean, see, and that just goes to show that my assumptions are correct.
Yeah.
That when you put your heart and soul into a project like this, and you fucking mean it, people are attracted to that. People will gravitate
Yes.
toward that, and you will build that family, that community, and that community will support you and hold you up when you need
I think
them.
making ourselves vulnerable and admitting what was going on too.
Yeah.
You know, that really helped out and made everybody realize, like, yeah, I mean, we're not. There's no. We're not trying to bullshit anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be asking for help. I wouldn't do a GoFundMe if I didn't need to. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like there's places out here that are getting, $100,000 for this and whatever. It's like
It turns my stomach when I see some of these GoFundMes that are out there, and that people actually contribute to them.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain what I mean by that. Like, there's some people that really need that and they deserve
Yeah.
it and could.
Yeah.
But you're taking money from them.
Yeah.
When you look at some of these bullshit GoFundMes out there, and when I first started back in like 2018, 2019. I tried to use the Indiegogo platform to do a fundraiser to help raise some money, and I got nowhere with it. Absolutely. Now, I got like $1,000 in contributions, and believe me, I appreciate every single penny of that.
Yeah.
However, it's a drop in the bucket.
Oh yeah. Well, and also shout out to everybody that helped us during that GoFundMe phase. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we were so lucky to have the support of the community throughout the entire time. And as soon as we were able to reopen, the community showed up and showed out.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it got
it
scary.
was limited hours, and there were
We
there
had
was a
5
time.
to 9.
Yeah, COVID,
Yeah,
you
5
didn't
p.m. to
know,
9 p.m.
COVID don't
Who-
come out till
who-
9 p.m.
Right, exactly. And but also in the same
Ugh.
level, it's like
It was sickening.
who's
Like,
gonna
people don't get to the bar until 10. How am I
Yeah,
supposed
I
to close at 9?
Oh, that's something I meant to ask you earlier. Was the plan always to like be open till 2 in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
So you knew getting into this that this was a late night.
Oh
thing,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Like, 'cause-
It's a Plaza Midwood thing. Like I said, I mean, me with RJ Reynolds, it was like I would have to go to a lot of places, but Plaza Midwood was my neighborhood. No, it was my neighborhood, but mainly Plaza Midwood because I knew everybody there. I had been playing shows around there forever. I just knew everybody there already. So when I came out, there's a lot of people that might not even really want that coupon, but they were signing up because it was me. So, continually perform, it's like, get your stake on that neighborhood. And when you see how it rolls, I mean, with the exception of, like, Thomas Street, because people are getting out of there by, like, 11 because they get so fucking hammered from 7 to 11 that they can't stand up after 11. That's what the problem is. That's why they don't have people that are there late because they tap out. But yeah, most of the time, the reason why it's, like, 11 to 2 rush is because everybody just got off work. 10.
second shift.
Yeah,
10,
we
whatever.
are a service industry bar
they just
for
got
sure.
off work. They're nailing down that leftover shift meal and getting their one shift drink and getting the fuck out to go actually get hammered.
Yeah. I mean, we do the bulk of our business every night between 12 and 2.
Yeah.
Our
And
highest sales, 12 and 2.
And have you ever had any issues with like have you ever had to have anyone arrested or kick people out or anything, or have y'all?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a nice way to say.
Yeah, people suck.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes.
we really, of course, ACAB, we try our best not to call the cops for any reason. We do pretty well of handling it, for sure. We know how to remove people from our
But
from
if
our
you can't take a
property.
hint, then yeah, we'll call the fucking cops.
Yeah, like we try not, like
That's all it
we
is.
don't want to, but
Yeah.
and never underestimate a drunk person,
Oh my God! No.
and never
Yeah.
be surprised by a drunk person's actions.
Yeah, you can say that
I mean-
again for everybody in the back. That one.
I
fucking
mean, I'm
crazy guy.
preaching.
This
I
one
am the
crazy dude
choir.
sending us messages
of
and all
that.
this shit. Like,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
absolutely losing his mind, saying he's gonna sue us and all this shit, and it was slander. I was like,
over
the
just
definition of
kicking him out.
slander? That's when you're not there. He was in front. It was in front of your face. You're just mad because he said something you didn't like. That's not slander.
I plan my God forbid. I hope I never have to deal with that, but I know at some point I'm going to, and
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It sucks, but-
It's. I'll put it simple, people. The first person that comes into the Rooster, talking shit, trying to start a fight, I'm going to make an example of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure you go to jail, and I'm going to show up to your court date, and I'm going to make sure you get in trouble for starting shit in my bar. Like I'm not having it. We're here to build community and family. We want people to feel safe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my number one priority is that people feel safe.
I had to go to court like 3 times because a dude tried to stab me out in front of Skylark one
Oh
time.
my gosh, that was a night.
He ran his ass off the property. He was scared though. I made it inside, got 3 baseball bats, and sent everybody out. I was like, "Go get his ass."
Yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
like we've had some crazy,
we got stories,
nights at Skylark, and it's never a dull moment in Plaza Midwood
No.
ever.
Nope.
And we have so much fun, and that's what it's about. And everybody, like when we're together, we all got each other's backs, and there's always going to be that one jerk, Joe Schmo on the corner, came in stumbling down from the brewery that doesn't know
Just found out
anybody
his-
and
ju-
wants to fight the biggest, baddest dude in the
Yeah.
bar.
Just found out his
there's
girl's
always gonna be
cheating
one.
on him. Probably has a kid that hates his guts.
It's like, yeah, I mean, it
Now
happens.
your bar's the victim of me.
Yeah, it happens, and we'll deal with it when we
Well,
have to.
I don't want to end this without asking this question because this is really the whole reason I decided to well, one of the biggest reasons why I decided to take this journey was the energy that is created at a live show. So I want to ask you guys individually. Tell me about an experience at Skylark where a band like made the hair on the back of your neck stand up, where you were feeling that energy just pumping right through, and you were like, man, I can't stop watching this. I hope this never ends. Give me a couple of those stories and some shout outs.
Oh, go on. You
I
go first.
mean, I think
have so many.
I think when Sect came through, that was one that really got me. So Chris, the vocalist for that band, was in a band called Cursed and Burning Love, like 10 plus years before that. He actually took my dog, who's 11 now, swimming for the first time when she was a puppy.
Oh.
Anyway, they came into play. He gets behind the bar while I'm bartending, doing vocals behind the bar and all this stuff. And after their set, and their drummer's also the guy from Fallout Boy, the drummer from Fallout Boy is their drummer.
Really?
Yeah, just a fun
Nice,
fact.
nice.
He's a bad motherfucker. He's a great drummer. So anyway, I start telling him after the set, I was like, hey man, do you remember going to swim in Gastonia at this dude's house after the Burning Love set at Milestone? He was like, yeah. I was like, do you remember taking a puppy to swim that night? He was like, yeah. I was like, so look at my phone. I was like, that's her. She's 11 now. I was like, that was me. That was my puppy back then. I was like, and this is my bar. And I'm your bartender. And he was like, holy shit.
That's awesome. That's
Like,
awesome.
yeah.
It's like a full circle kind of story.
Yeah, that was the full arm hair standing up thing. I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Marissa, what
Small
about
world.
you?
And he's Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not
Hey.
even from the States, so yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've been there for some incredible shows. I think it was the anniversary party, this last anniversary party with Justin's band.
Oh, Scapegoat.
Scapegoat when they played, and just the lineup. The whole night was just everything that you could want to happen. And even like I have experiences where just last week we had a show, 3 punk bands, all one of them was from out of town, the other 2 were local, and there was 10 people in the building, and these bands ripped it as if that building was full, and I stood there the whole time with my jaw to the ground because they were so good.
That's a very, very important message to all musicians out there. Whether you're playing to 5 people or 500 people, you give those 5 people the same energy you're going to give that 500. That's how you build a name for yourself in the business.
Right.
Because the staff's watching and we see everything.
Yeah,
So,
and
stand out,
like
man.
those bands, I can't wait to bring them back, and I'm going to make sure that when I bring them back, it's going to be a great show, that they're going to have the exposure that they need. And I mean, just like I put together this Halloween show that we're doing, I mean, it's just a full night of just entertainment. We've got 3 bands, 2 burlesque, and then followed by a drag show.
Dude, when is this?
This is October 29th.
Fuck, man, I
gonna be a
want to
killer.
come to that.
Yeah, I've got Chevy Pink Eye, Harriet Rip, and Oh You Pretty Things headlining. And Oh You Pretty Things is probably one of my favorite bands out there right now. They just kill it. They've got such a great energy, and they were one of the bands I was playing of the 5 people, and I'm just like, I love you guys. I really love you guys.
What's the funniest band
And-
name you've had play?
Oof. I never even remember them. That's the bad part. The ones that I don't know, I'm like, I don't fucking remember your name.
No, it was I think my favorite one was Temptations Wings, and they were like not what I expected them to be. Like, not at all. I thought they were going to be like, their shirts, everything was like super heavy metal, and they get up on stage and they were like yacht rock.
Oh my God.
It was so, I was just like, what? Because like the shirt was so sick. Like before they even played, I bought the shirt. I was like, that's a tight shirt. And it was like, just like bright yellow writing and like cool like corpse and stuff like that, like on the front. It's like, I'm just gonna get that now. Like, and then they started playing. I was like, oh my God, I never wear that shirt.
I had the opposite experience. I went to the neighborhood theater a couple years back to see All That Remains, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of this opening band, but they all 4 came out in like tuxedos and sunglasses, and I thought that we were about to hear like a.
I mean, Scarlet was great, but that was about 15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, I was starting to get like a cake or squirrel nut zipper vibe. I thought that was going to happen. They come out,
Squirrel Nut Zippers.
and then it was some of the sickest heavy metal I had heard in a long. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, yes.
You can wear that suit.
Yeah.
Man,
Like, who's
I love
dry
a
cleaning
good
this shit before every
surprise.
show?
Yeah.
Because I know you're sweating in it.
Yeah. That's why you never see me in a suit.
Yeah.
Like, it's never going to happen. Funerals and weddings.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the only time I have 2 suits hanging in my.
Well,
in my
nobody better be
closet.
getting married or die anytime soon because I don't have a good fitting suit right now.
That's something else I look forward to. You said you guys have done weddings. I look
Yeah.
forward to doing stuff like that, weddings and receptions. You know,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
host
fun.
business meetings, we'll birthday parties, bat mitzvahs, whatever. I
Yep.
don't care. Come, use our space.
Well, and that's the thing, people always ask about, like, birthdays and stuff. I'm like, I mean, does it require me to shut the bar down beside you? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, have it here.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need anything. I'm like, not unless if you shut the doors and you want it just for you, then yeah, we'll come up with a rate. But if anybody else can be in here, then yeah, what the fuck do I care?
Right.
Just don't get cupcakes everywhere, please. And if you do, I'm going to make you clean it up. And I swear to God, if I mop up more cupcake off the fucking ground. Like, it always gets stuck.
I love this conversation because I'm getting to like I'm finding out what are the little things that annoy you the most.
Yes.
About owning the bar. So it's a lot of this stuff that's similar to what's going to annoy me. It's all that little nitpicky shit that nobody thinks
No,
about.
nobody would ever think about it. And you're just like, motherfucker, cupcakes. It's going to be everywhere.
Well, before we wrap it up, I want to give you guys an opportunity. If there's anything, this is going to air next week. So you're watching it, and it's this week. But when it airs, it's going to be next. We're recording. I'll just go ahead and say we're recording this. It's Friday, October 1st. This will get released next Thursday because my wife and I are flying to Sacramento for Aftershock Festival because we go to Aftershock every year to celebrate our anniversary.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Congrats,
It's a 4-day music festival. We've done some really cool stuff out there. One year we went and we took an extra day to see Yosemite,
Oh,
which
nice.
was
Cool.
gore. I mean, it was so beautiful. I cried. Like it was like that's how cool it was. We've done the San Francisco thing. It's like an hour and a half away, and we've done all kinds of stuff. But anyways, so this airs next week. If there's any upcoming shows you want to promote, any messages you want to give to our audience, anybody you want to shout out, take the opportunity now. Show some love to our audience, and then we'll wrap it up.
Cool. October 15th, we've got No Anger Control, Southside Punks, Not Likely's, and Something Went Wrong. It's going to
fucking
be
banger.
a killer punk rock lineup. No Anger Control's first show back in 19 months.
Don't miss it.
And do not miss it. Love you, Tiff. It's my best friend. what else we got coming up? That October 29th, we've got that huge show. It'll be Chevy Pink Eye, Harriet Rip, Oh You Pretty Things, 2 burlesque dancers in between the bands, and a full night of drag starting at 11:30, and dance music all around. We're gonna have a great time.
Don't wanna
Get
miss that one.
spooky. Shout out to all the people that have been coming out to Skylark. We love you so, so, so much. Thank you for your support every single night.
Yep. And every single Sunday we got karaoke free. It's a big night every Sunday. It's always a blast. So 10 o'clock karaoke starts. Bring your ass. It's free.
Come
Let's
sing
do this
with me.
shit. Also, Monday through Thursday, no cover. Come in and get a cheap drink. Come hang out. We got free pool. We got free darts. We got free video games. 42,000 video games, actually.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one of those little.
Plug and plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
That's cool. That's cool.
square
I like
thing.
that. Well, I want to thank both of you for taking the time to make the trek out from Charlotte to come talk to on our little show here. We're very excited about what's coming up, and we're very I'm grateful for people like you. People like you open more doors for people like me, and so anybody else that's out there, Tommy's, Snug. I'm talking to you guys. Milestone. Come talk to us. Tell your story. I think one of the things I like most about doing this podcast is hearing people's stories.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they got them, too. I've been there for a lot of them.
Yeah. Cool.
They got plenty of stories.
Oh, well,
I
thank you.
might even be in a few of them. So.
Hey. Well, thanks again for doing the show, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, check them out, Skylark Social Club. They're on social media. Go to some of their shows. Support them. Support the bands that play there. We are a community. We are a family. We all need each other.
Awesome.
Peace.
Peace. I love that.
That was great.